Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transport. So this evening we're having a look at the 5-pole motor open cab 04OTA by Jouef, comparing it to the 3-pole motor closed cab locomotive. As we can see even by just this beginning footage, the 5-pole motor and belt drive locomotive is much quieter and much more controllable, also because it picks up from three sets of wheels, the first set and the two centermost sets, and the traction tires are on the rearmost set of wheels, driven by the usual drive shaft and worm drive, which in this case is coupled up to the 5-pole motor by means of a rubber belt and two pulley wheels. So that's already a quieter solution than the gear drive between the 3-pole motor and the drive shaft on the earlier closed cab version. Of course, we say earlier when we think about the model, because the closed cab is the later. These locomotives were born with open cabs, you can see, and then they got closed cabs later on, and even the green and black livery in place of the all black one. Anyway, so in this case we have what is visually the newer looking locomotive, which is actually an older HO scale model than the the open cab, earlier open cab version is going around the layout right now. Another thing, this locomotive, the open cab version, is a late production model. It has improved, the kingpins are screwed on in a different way, so they're screwed directly into the wheels. They don't have the bolt behind the wheel and so on. And these are all details that you can see in the various videos dedicated to these locomotives. The linkage is also more realistic because it's more burnished, it's darker, less visible, less shiny. It doesn't have on the black open cab version, it doesn't have the red inserts on the linkage. We'll see it go past right now. So in the meantime, it's been warming its motor. Okay, there we go. Right, so, and of course having a much improved pickup layout, it doesn't stall on points. It's very, let's just turn it around, and very good crawler. It's also very well geared. Even the other one is very well geared, but the 3-pole motor, no stalling on points at all. So now we're going to quietly, very quietly in this case, go and pick up a good strain. Well, it does stall sometimes. Perfection does not exist in model railways. Let's give it a wee nudge. Oh, it picked up. Okay. Oh, that's it. Sometimes the bit of belt slip. Okay, we're there. This is its weak point, is the belt. Sometimes there can be some belt slip. And yes, there can be a stallage. It stalled. Okay, anyway, that's it. But it stalls much less than this one here. On we go. And this is a very powerful locomotive. It can pull heavy trains, and this is a good strain with box wagons of various makes, and many of these wagons are not smooth running. In particular, this Hornby ACHO with plastic wheels. Now, here we have some interesting wagons. I'll stop the train. So these are 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are very early Jouef toy train wagons, which I bought second-hand from a lady from Paris, and they had belonged to her grandfather. So she didn't even know her grandfather had this model train hobby. He died many years ago, and when her own mother died, cleared the house, and the usual sad story, etc., etc., and all this stuff was in the loft. And what's very interesting about these wagons is that we can see that they're very early wagons, no? They're very simple, even if we've got open doors. And these are what was the Jouef and Playcraft early two-axle goods wagons, which are actually modelled on a turn of the century two-axle wagon. And this person, this absolutely fantastic modeler, many years ago, transformed these toys into models. And how did he do that? We'll have a look at the last one. Let's go forward a bit. I've been meaning to do a dedicated video to these wagons for some time. So we'll just take the last one, just pop it off the train. So, first of all, first things first, he removed the big, ungainly D couplings that of Jouef, typical of Jouef of the time. You can see under here it says Jouef, made in France, modèle déposé, so registered trademark. He cut off, and of course we must think that there was no such thing as Dremel tools at the time. He cut off the big D coupling here at the end, and he also removed the original wheels that were just set directly into the plastic axle boxes. This is plastic, fitting a metal axle box, and these later aluminium Jouef wheels, because these are Jouef wheels, later aluminium wheels, with a kind of Bakelite insulating inserts. And he did this to not only to these box wagons, but also to, oops, you're just seeing, I'm busy trying to, seeing the floor. And he also did it to a series of the coal wagons that you've seen on previous videos. So I bought these at the beginning, and when I bought them second hand, I was trying to understand, what are these? They're very nice. I mean, I was looking for some old, and I like vintage trains, and I bought one. I think I bought this one here first, and then I bought the other ones, because it's really something. I got various things from this modeler. He also had, let me reverse the spot, that way I can sort of, here we go. Oh, that's nice crawl. I also bought from the same person this Hornby ACH show box van with the opening door. It was missing the door. Or no, I don't remember. No, I didn't buy it off her. I bought it off somebody else. I bought another two-axle, but I didn't put it on this train. A bogie box van. We'll see that on another video. And so these models are really very good. And I got various things. Also got the spare Jouef motor, sausage motor, various decals. More or less I bought up what was left, because of course the locomotives had been sold, everything had been sold. But for me, running these is like allowing this very clever craftsman to live on, and to be able nowadays, not only I can appreciate them, handling them and modelling them and running them on the layout, but also to show other enthusiasts, thanks to the modern technology of the day in YouTube, to see the work of this unknown, I don't know his name, and might even contact the seller, because it was on Vinted, and I'll have to write to her. She was very nice, and tell her that, I might even just tell her, look, I've done some videos dedicated to your grandfather's stock, because really nice, very simple. This man turned toy wagons into nice, very detailed models, adding all the decals and things, and Okay, they've got these prominent couplings, etc., etc. So, of course, but for the time and for even for my own layout, they're very, very good. Because anyway, going back to the couplings, he removed the D-rings, the big ugly Jouef D-rings, fixed, modified the axles, and then fitted each one with this kind of standard European coupling, which is actually, I think this might even be, by the design, it's not the classic Jouef, it's much more German design. Even Lima has these couplings, held together with the spring underneath. So there was a lot of work in converting each one of these wagons, in upgrading them to model train, from toy to model train. So this is a very interesting, I don't know, relic of the moment when you couldn't really get, at the time, models, but there were railway modelers, and so you would turn toys into models. So that's fascinating. So let's bring the train round, and we definitely have to fit, but we might just do it by hand. We'll have to put a brake van. And what are we going to use as a brake van this time? Here. This belonged to, that's it. This belonged to the same person. This is a Fleischmann brake van. Here it is, complete with lighting. The light contacts are on the rearmost axle. And it has a rear light, very, very nice, very heavy model. And under here it says, made in the US zone, Germany. So this is a very old casting, and look at the quality of this Fleischmann casting. So this is the casting. Of course, then they wouldn't have modified the casting production in later years of production, but the casting dates to before 1949, because 1949 was the year that the German Federal Republic was established, and products would have not been stamped with made in the US zone, Germany. So this is a very interesting document of European history, as well as being a very nice piece of rolling stock. And we'll just push that along and couple it up. Fleischmann meets this. We'll have to do it ourselves, won't we? Slightly different heights, let's just couple it on. Okay, perfect. And now that we're complete, I think we can just go around the layout. Quite a strong light in here, so I don't know if you can, yes, we can see how this Fleischmann brake van has a very nice light. Well, the first two wagons on the train are a Lima and a Kleinbahn. This is a Kleinbahn, it's marked Italian State Railways FS. And I put them, this is also modelled on an Italian State Railways, typical with this kind of sloping roof. And so I put them side by side because I'll have to put some markings on here, make it sort of, this is more an Italian State Railways wagon. So that's it. It's over. And while that one runs, we can appreciate the silence of the 5-pole motor. We'll just run the very noisy 3-pole motor Oh boy. And installed on the diamond crossing, of course. It's quite controllable for being a 3-pole motor because it's well geared, but it is much noisier because the Jouef 3-pole motor is, and it stalls because it doesn't have enough pickups. Stalled again. Are you going to work or are you not going to work? I think it's just come off the rails as well. Completely derailed. What's going on here? Oh, it seems to have jammed. What's happened here? It had come out of completely jammed. No idea what happened there. Let's see. Seems to be some problems in paradise here. Ah, okay, no problem. It started going again. It didn't like the diamond crossing. Okay, let's just bring it along noisily. I think we'll just stop them here side by side. Okay, and that's the end of this video dedicated to these two identical but very different, or nearly identical, because of course we have open cab versus closed cab. Identical but very, very different shunting locomotives. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and it was the first time I introduced this rake of very interesting historical goods wagons, 2-axle box vans, to you all. The work of this unknown, at least I really want to contact the person. I'll write her on Vinted, through the Vinted platform. I'll just write her, because I really appreciate so much the work of this modeler that is no longer with us, and this is a way of letting somebody's work continue, and you live on. That's it. I'm on the sentimental side again lately, but that's what model trains are all about. It's the models and the people behind the models and people's work. So that's it. So anyway, if you like the video, you can give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course click the notification bell. And cheerio, and see you next time. Ciao, ciao. What a noisy thing. Much more dignified. Ah, silence. Huh? Undignified, noisy 3-pole, dignified, quiet 5-pole. But they're fantastic anyway. Okay, cheerio again, and see you next time.